Good morning. In this topic, I will talk about transmission media. As we already know that there are five components of any data communication system. One is the sender, another one is the receiver, another one is the message, and the fourth is the transmission media, and fifth is the protocol. So transmission medium is the one of the component of any data communication system. That means to send a signals or receive a signals, we need a medium or channel. So, a transmission medium can be broadly defined as anything that can carry information from source to a destination. So, transmission media is basically acts just below the physical layer. We get some information, convert it into signals, and we receive the same data again here. So this is the classifications of transmission media. Broadly, we can classify the transmission media in two categories. One is the guided or wired, another one is the unguided or wireless. In guided media, there are basically three types of transmission media. Number one is the twisted pair cable, second is the coaxial cable, third is the fiber optic cable. Even twisted pair cable can be of two types. One is the UTP, that is unshielded twisted pair cable, and second one is the STP, that is shielded twisted pair cable. Unguided media or wireless media can be of three types. One is the radio wave, second is the microwave, and third is the infrared. We will discuss all these things in the next slides. Now the guided media. Guided media, which are those that provide a conduit from one device to another, which include twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, and fiber optic cable. This is the structure of the twisted pair cable. There is a conductor inside, which are generally of coppers, and there is an insulator, that means plastic material, which are twisted. So there is an advantage of due to twisted, uh, this will remove the noise coming from another source. So this is the structure of UTP and STP. This is the UTP. This is the inner part, that is conductor, coppers. This is the plastic, and there is another outer part, plastic cover. Same structure is the STP, but there is some extra shield. Metal shields are used for more protection. More common type of twisted pair cable is the UTP, and STP is used in IBM machines. So if we compare these two type of twisted pair cable, uh, this is the lightweight and most used twisted pair cable, but here obviously this is also less costly. This is expensive, weight is high, but it is also very useful to reduce the noise, extra protection from outer noise. So this is the real image of the twisted pair cable. This is UTP and this is the STP. Now in this table there are different type of categories of unshielded twisted pair cable which are used these days. Categories are from 1 to 7. Their specification, the rated data range in Mbps, and their common used have been described in this table. You can go through this table. Now what type of connector are used in UTP? The most common connector we all used, we have seen is the RJ45 connector. So RJ45 connectors can be of two types. One is the male and another one is the female type. RJ means registered jack 45 connectors. This is the RJ45 male connector image. What are the applications? Twisted pair cables are used in telephone lines to provide voice and data channels. Even twisted pair cables are used in local area networks such as 10 BST and 100 BST local area networks. Second type of guided media is the coaxial cable. This is the structure of the coaxial cable. This is the inner part, which are generally of copper conductor. This is the insulator part, plastic. This is also insulator part. There is the outer conductor which acts as a shield, and there is a insulator which cover this shield, and there is a final uh, plastic cover which are generally of black color. This is the real image of the coaxial cable. You can see this is the inner conductor, that is D. C is the insulator. B is the again outer conductor or shield, and insulator there should be a shield to cover this copper, and finally there is a plastic cover, that is black color cover here. Now different categories of coaxial cables. Coaxial cables can be of three types. One is the RJ59, second is the RJ58, third is the RJ11. Their impedance have been given as 75 ohm, 50 ohm and 50 ohm. Their uses are RJ59 are used in cable TV, RJ58 are used in thin Ethernet, and RJ11 are used in thick Ethernet. Now, to connect the coaxial cables, we used BNC connectors. There are three types of BNC connectors. One is the normal BNC connectors, which just connect two wires. Second is the BNC T connectors, which act as a junction to connect more than one wires. And there is a BNC terminator to ground the signals. Now, optical fibers. Optical fibers are basically based on the nature of light, some properties of light. To understand this, see this figure. There are two mediums. One is the dense medium, another one is the less dense medium. If there is one medium, then light will just go in the straight line, ray of the light. But here, since there are two mediums, light is coming in this direction. Instead of going in a straight line, it just come near to the surface, this surface, bend towards the surface. If we increase the incidence lines, this will also come closer to the surface, and after there will be a situation, after increasing the I gradually, there will be a situation that this ray will go through the surface or between interface of two media. So in that case, the incidence angle will be called as critical angle. If we will increase the I more than critical angle, there will be no reflection. This is the refraction. There will be no reflection. In that case, there will be reflection. That means the ray will just reflect to the same medium. And in optical fibers, the concept of reflection, total internal reflection, is used. So this is the structure of the optical fiber. There are generally two parts of the optical fiber, the inner part and the outer part. Inner part is called core and the outer part is called cladding. The density of the inner part is higher than the outer part. The same total internal reflection is happening here. We can see the ray, just for the illustration purpose we are showing here the one ray. There are multiple rays coming from the sender and the receiver will receive here. So ray is coming in this way. So reflection, again reflection, again reflection, and receiver will get the signal as light. Now, even the propagation modes in optical fibers can be of two types. One is the multimode and another one is the single mode. We can define the multimode in two types: step index and graded index. This is the image. So multimode step index. Here the density of the core is constant everywhere. In the center, in this position near to the interface, the density is constant. So here the ray will come as a straight line, it will reflect, and this way receiver will get the signal. But in graded index multimode, the density is not same. In the center area, the density is the highest. As we go towards the interface away from the center, the density will decrease. So here the ray will not travel in a straight line, it will go as a curved line and receiver will get the signals. And single mode, the diameter of the core is very less as compared to the cladding. So it will seems that the ray is coming just straight line. There is a no reflection. Reflection is happening here, but the diameter is very less. So it will be like that. There is a no reflection, and receiver will get the signals. This is the construction of the optical fiber. The inner more part, which is called cladding, which are generally of glass or plastic. Then there is a plastic buffer, which acts as a cushion, extra protection. Then there is a Kevlar for strength. This is a very strong material which are used in bulletproof jackets, and there is a final outer jacket which are generally of PVC. Now there is a fiber optic cables, three types of fiber optic cable connectors. Now we will start the unguided media, that is wireless media. In unguided media, there is no fixed path to travel the signal. Signals will go through the air. So unguided media transport electromagnetic waves without using a physical conductor. This type of communication is often referred to as a wireless communication. So wireless transmission or unguided media can be of three types: radio wave, microwave, and infrared. So we can see in this image the spectrum of wireless communication. In 3 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz frequencies are used in radio wave and microwave. 300 gigahertz to 400 terahertz are used in infrared, and above 400 terahertz uh, frequency we call the light wave. Even we can divide radio wave and microwave. 3 kilohertz to 1 gigahertz are generally used in radio wave, and 1 gigahertz to 300 gigahertz are used in microwave. Now there are three propagations methods of any unguided media or in wireless communication. Communication can happen in three ways. One is the ground propagation. In this case, if the frequency is very low, that means below 2 megahertz, then ground propagation are used. That means signal will go uh, near to the surface and it will follow the curvature of the earth. If the signal is between 2 to 30 megahertz, then sky propagations are used. Here the sender will send some signals to the sky in ionosphere, and from ionosphere the signal will reflect and it will come to the receiver, and receiver will get the signal. Here in this case the sender and receivers can be uh, far away from each other. That means long distance communication is possible in sky propagations. In ionosphere, the signal frequency, if the signal frequency is above 30 megahertz, then line of sight propagations are used. Here, the sender and receiver antenna uh, should be directed towards each other, and there should not be any obstacles. Here, uh, due to the curvature of the Earth, either the size of the antenna should be very large, or the distance between sender and receiver should be small. Omnidirectional antenna are used in radio wave, because in radio wave signals goes in every direction, and in radio wave signal can also go through some obstacles. That means if we are inside the room as a receiver and the sender is outside the room, then also we can receive the signal, as in the case of AM radio, FM radio. So this is the use of the radio waves. Radio waves are used in multicasting. That means there is a one sender and there are multiple receiver. So what is the advantage of this penetration properties of the radio wave? The advantage is that there is no need that sender or receiver to direct each other face to face. But what is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is that two signals can interfere each other. For example, there is a sender and receiver, we are getting a signal. There is another sender and receiver, they can penetrate each other. Even they are, one is from outside the room and one is inside the room, they can interfere each other. This is the disadvantage. So radio waves are used for multicast communication such as radio and television and paging system, as I have already told. Now, unidirectional antennas are used in microwaves. This is used for the sender horn antenna, and this antenna is used for the receiver. As we have this type of antenna, we have already used in the DTH signal, direct to home signal. This type of antenna, sender use this type of signal. Parallel signals coming from here and here. After there is a parabolic structure, and after reflection, signal will just come in this point, that is focus, to increase the strength of the signal. Microwaves are used for unicast communication such as cellular telephone, satellite network, and wireless lines. Infrared signals can be used for short-range communication in closed room using line of sight propagation. For example, in a remote TV remotes or different types of remotes, infrared signals are used. In infrared signals, the penetration properties are very less. That means if we are using the remote in our room to control my TV, it will not affect the TV of another room. Thank you for watching.